Huddersfield Town's achievement of maintaining their Premier League status for another season has been hailed across the footballing world. With a limited budget, David Wagner's men have defied both odds and logic to avoid a swift return to the SkyBet Championship. And no one at the club or supporters can be said to have taken their place among England's elite for granted. But with the ticker tape of celebration at the John Smith Stadium only just settled, the Yorkshire Evening Post ran a Leeds United fan comment piece stating football in Yorkshire was in poor health. Why do most supporters hate Leeds United? It derided the Terriers' success before going on to state, when Leeds aren't doing well, there's not much going on, after exploring in great lengths what the aims would be for the mid-table championship side should they ever get promoted to the top flight. It finished by saying, in White Rose football, it's United first and the rest nowhere. That's the grave responsibility we carry, just by virtue of being Leeds. But are Leeds United supporters really the worst for delusions of grandeur? Have a look at the Examiner's selection of other candidates and have your say with our interactive poll. But remember, before anyone gets too carried away, this is only a bit of fun. Arsenal. It used to be cool to support the Gunners, but the way most have flitted between Arsene Wenger and Arsene Wenger out clearly shows blinkered delusion. Some even claim their side have a divine right to a top 4 finish because they are a well-run club financially. Chelsea. A typical example of money affecting reality. Before Roman Abramovich's billions, the Blues were nowhere near being a global powerhouse. Now they're all nouveau riche. Supporters pretend none of that ever happened, even having the audacity to chant, "Champions of England." You'll never sing that. The 3-time title winners Huddersfield during this season's Premier League clash. Liverpool. They may have the best European pedigree of any English side, but they have failed to win a league title since 1990. And at the start of every season, Reds fans can be heard proclaiming it to be their year to finally lift the Premier League trophy, only to blame everyone and anything other than their own club when they don't actually do it. Leeds United, the champions of Europe, believe they have a divine right to dine at the top table of English football. Yet despite their huge support base, the Whites have been out of the top flight for 14 years, having a spell in League One as well, with a renowned non-league manager even managing them for a spell back in 2014. Newcastle United. Before Kevin Keegan's entertainers, at the onset of Sky TV in the Premier League, captured the imagination of the country, the club had been in the doldrums. Granted, they have a lot of fans and a massive stadium, but that is their only success, not lifting a trophy since 1969, with even their lesser neighbours Sunderland winning something more recently than that. When Huddersfield Town's 2018-19 Premier League fixtures released, Sheffield Wednesday, led by the mercurial talent of forward Fernando Forestieri, Carlos Carvalhal's Owls supposedly only had to show up against Town to book their place in last season's SkyBet Championship playoff final. That was the view of a fanbase who believe they are a massive club, despite their only modicum of success being in the early 1990s. Tottenham Hotspur. Despite not winning a title since 1961 and the fact Arsenal have won more titles under Arsene Wenger than Spurs have in their entire history, many believe they are as big, if not bigger than their North London neighbours. Meanwhile, for all of the talents at their disposal, Mauricio Pochettino's side have still failed to win any form of silverware. West Ham United. Hammers fans constantly proclaim their side single-handedly won the World Cup for England back in 1966. There is also a West Ham way of playing football, which, despite no one actually knowing what it entails, saw Hammers fans rip up parts of their own London stadium at one point this season.